Wow, I have so much 3DFX content these days, and I'm not complaining about it. This is a card that I got from Germany, someone who is supplying me sometimes with really good hardware, which you'll also see on my channel very soon. So thank you so much for this awesome hardware. Now, this is one of two donor cards that I got, and here's the other one. This one here really is a donor card because there are multiple pads ripped around the 3DFX chip. It probably is fixable, but it's just not worth it. I'd rather have this card as a real donor card because my other donor card looks like this. So there's nothing left. Actually, this texture mapping unit came off this spot. This one was always missing. And this FBI chip I used in one of my other projects, the Voodoo card with the exploded memory chips, if you remember. I also took off the RAM duct here. I still have it, but I just decided to take it off. Here it is. So yeah, this one is gone. I used the buffer chip here for the other two Voodoo cards that I fixed recently. And a lot of SMD components are also gone from this board. So yeah, maybe this is still useful for an SLI connector, VGA connectors, a voltage regulator. But yeah, there is no point trying to repopulate this. There are plenty of other Voodoo cards that are much easier to fix. Anyway, so this donor card is empty. This is the other donor card, which I said, I don't want to fix this. There are too many pads ripped. But today we are looking at this card. This card was also sent to me as a donor card, but I think we can fix it. Obviously it misses the texture mapping unit. That's why I have this one here. This came from the other card that is now empty. The 3DFX chip unfortunately is missing at least one pin. We have to look at this under the microscope, but I think it is possible to fix. Another issue that this card has is that someone tried to super glue some heat sinks here, I believe. And yeah, there is still super glue on this chip. There was super glue on this chip too, but I got rid of it. So I'll try to do the same thing under the microscope. It's very satisfying. And I would like to thank PCBWay for sponsoring this video. And now let's try to get this super glue off. And here is the final result. It's not as nice as I hoped, but it is pretty smooth now. Unfortunately, the moment I dug a little bit deeper, I started to remove the print on the chip, and yeah, this is good enough. This chip, on the other hand, did clean quite well. You can see, I think here was everything was full of super glue, but it didn't attach to the chip as much as here. Here in the top right corner, this one was terrible. Okay, so since this chip is now more or less clean and I don't see any other issues, we can try to figure out what's going on here. So let's have a look at those pads. Oh. So it looks like this chip was removed forcefully. I can still see the solder joints here. Yeah, this was not heated up when this chip was removed. Brutal removal of a TMU chip. Okay, then let's clean this up. And then we have a look at our donor TMU chip. Hopefully this thing works. Okay, I think this is a good board, good in shape. Yep, very nice. Okay, and our board is ready for our TMU chip. And are you ready for Christmas? I can hardly believe another year's already coming to a close. For this festive season, I wanted to do something special for you. If you have followed my channel for a while, you'll remember this all-64 memory board. After a misunderstanding with Creative about the use of their Sound Blaster logo, I had to pause this project. But now, the original MIDI Forge Symphony PCBs are available again, both on my website and on PCBWay's shared project space. And this time, you will spot my own channel logo proudly displayed in the top right corner. This is the board that started it all. I am not able to sell fully assembled Symphony boards, since that would require creative scale equations, but you can find them if you look for them. So if you have been wanting to treat yourself with one of the all-64 memory boards, this is the perfect moment to grab one. And really, who better to fabricate your PCBs than PCBWay? Ordering one of my projects takes only a few clicks. Once a design catches your eye, just add it to your cart and customize the board by selecting the color, quantity and finish. That's it. You're ready to order. Of course, you can also upload any other project as long as you have the Gerber files. And within a few days, your PCBs will arrive right at your doorstep. With PCBWay's Christmas Big Sales happening right now, there is rarely a better time to bring your projects to life. Enjoy free upgrades on purple and matte black solder mask, and even pink color if you're going for advanced PCBs. Additionally, PCBWay offers 10% off 3D printing materials and 20% off starting prices. And that's just the beginning, there's plenty more to discover. PCBWay's Christmas Big Sale event runs until December 31st. You will find links to my projects and the Christmas Big Sales event in the video description. And now, let's move on and have a look at this TMU chip. So here is our donor chip. We have some pins that are soldered together. I'm worried that the moment I put a soldering iron on these pins, some of them will fall off, but let's hope this is not the case. Okay, how bad is it? Let's turn this chip around. Okay, these two are attached to each other. These two are free. That's great. Okay, these are all free. So all pins on this chip that are still there are connected to the board now. Now the only problem you have is that there is a pin missing. I don't know which pin this is. Is this maybe a ground pin? Maybe you don't need this pin. Let's figure out which pin this is. Okay, first, is it a ground pin? Yes, it is a ground pin. It is a ground pin. And it is connected to ground. So yeah, that chip should work without that pin. Whew. Let me quickly measure the resistances. If you want to know more about this, then watch my video that is linked in the top right corner. Let's quickly measure the resistances. So from the adjust pin we have 200 ohms. 3.3 volts is 300 ohms. And the 5 volt line is at 30 kilo ohms. So this is okay. That card is good. Okay, and here is my dirty SLI connector. Much better. Okay, so the Voodoo2 is ready for testing. I transplanted this TMU chip, so now we have both on the card, and this one pin that's missing here, I think you can see it. Well, that is a ground pin, so hopefully this card will work now. I also added a buffer chip that I found in my stash. I also removed all the SuperGlue that was on the TMU and the FBI chip that were already on the card, and I added some of the missing caps, so I replaced the ones that were bad. So yeah, 12 megabyte Voodoo2, let's see if it works. 256 megabytes of memory, and our hard drives are there. Let's see if the card is being detected. So I see there was a multimedia device. This is our Voodoo2 card, so hopefully this is a good sign. Actually, we have two multimedia devices, but we don't have an IRQ, so it was device ID number 11. Now let's see if our Voodoo card is being detected. Oh yeah, so this is great. Is our Voodoo card there? Well, this looks very good. Perfect. Okay, that this one popped up, that's nice. That tab is communicating with the Voodoo2. And we have 4 megabytes and 8 megabytes. So we have a 12 megabyte Voodoo2 detected. Let's quickly run Unreal Tournament and check if everything is working correctly. And this one looks really good. So we are running in Glide, I believe. Yes, 3dfx Glide for Windows, 800 by 600. And let's play one round of Facing Worlds. And here we are. So let's capture a flag and then we'll be done. Let's catch a few of those guys. With a Redeemer. Oh, got only 2. What is happening? Why do I have all these colorful dots everywhere? Oh. That's interesting. I guess we are not yet done. Also here on the floor. Otherwise, the card seems to be working quite well. I mean, this is a frame rate that you would expect from this card. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a TMU or an FBI issue, if it is a memory or... Oh, there are a few duplicated planets or whatever. Okay, so we can try one thing. We can disable one of the TMUs. If the problem is gone, then it's related to this TMU. It could still be the memory or the TMU chip itself. This is something we have to figure out by disabling it in the registry. And there is a simple key that can be used. And which one are we disabling? The one that's closer to the VGA connectors. Unfortunately, now we have to restart. And after a restart, we should see that our Voodoo2 card only has one TMU listed. So if you go to system info, right now we still have 2 and we have the 8 megabytes here. So next time we should see 1 and 4. Then it's a 4 megabyte for the FBI, for the frame buffer memory, and 4 megabyte for the TMU. But we only have one texture mapping unit active. Okay, and after restart, now we first of all will see that the title of our tab has changed. Now it's a 3dfx Voodoo FX. And if we go to system info, now we can see we have only one texture mapping unit with 4 megabytes of texture memory. Maybe let's not start a game, let's just fly around and check quickly. So this one looks... Oh, no. The dots are still here. Okay, so it is not TMU number 1 or its memory. TMU number 1 is the one next to the VGA connectors. So we have to check TMU 0 now. Oh wow, I have a feeling this got worse. Now the question is it the TMU chip or is it the memory? Could it still be the FBI chip? Maybe. let's disable half of the TMU memory now. We are disabling now half of the memory by changing this key, the SSTV2 TMU mem size to 2. So we will only be left with 2 megabytes of texture memory. Let's see how much TMU memory we have now. We only have one TMU chip, and this TMU chip now has access to 2 megabytes. So now we have a 6 megabytes Voodoo2 card. Interesting. Half of a fully populated Voodoo2. And we have 46, 45. So, do we have issues? Okay, so far, no. No. Okay. That looks good. But obviously I don't trust it. I have to make sure that we won't have any of these artifacts popping up while we are playing one round of Unreal Tournament. And here is our very poor performance now. 6 megabyte Voodoo2 card. And only one TMU being active.
I'm under heavy attack. Red leader, I've got you covered. Killing spree.
Okay, and I can see no artifacts whatsoever. So I think we have faulty memory. Of course, it could still be the TMU chip, but I think right now we know that it's not the FBI chip. So that's great. Okay, cool. I guess we'll try to figure out now where our faulty memory chip is. And here is our TMU chip. This is the one that was active when we were running Unreal Tournament and we saw these artifacts on screen. I hope our chip is okay because it does have some damage here. So here is a corner broken off. This is exactly there where our ground pin is missing. There are a few other dents and scratches on that chip. But yeah, there is definitely a possibility that we have an issue with our 3DFX chip. But it could also be the memory. So this is the front of the card. We have Elite MT memory chips here. An 8 megabyte card has the front populated completely. So all the TMU chips have the memory placed on the front, but the back is empty. And when we disabled 2 megabytes, which means 4 memory chips, we didn't get the issue anymore. So I'm assuming that we have a faulty memory chip at the back of the board. Instead of replacing chip by chip, which would mean replace one memory chip and add a new one and then going through the same process 4 times in total, which means I would expose this card to a lot of heat cycles. I just replace all 4 of them right now, and then maybe in the future I'll try to figure out which of these chips is faulty. I reverted all our settings in the registry, so we should have our full equipped Voodoo2 card with 12 megabytes of video memory. So first of all, we have our correct naming on the tab again, and okay, good sign. And we have 4 megabytes for the FBI, and we have 2 texture mapping units with 8 megabytes. So we have a 12 megabyte card. That's great. So our memory swap worked so far, but did it fix our issue? If we still have the artifacts, then I believe our TMU chip is unfortunately faulty. Okay, that looks good. Okay.
Red leader.
And we have
Heavy attack.
no glitches so far.
First killing spree.
And I'm happy to report that there are no more graphical glitches. So I really think the memory was at fault. Well, this is the only thing that we changed. Unfortunately, we don't know which chip it is. But yeah, our Voodoo card works perfectly now, and I'm really happy about that. So after playing a few rounds of Unreal Tournament, I can happily report that all the artifacts are gone. We no longer have these green and red dots appearing on our textures. And this is really great news. I'm very happy that this supposedly donor card is working again. I don't know why this TMU chip was missing, but we can theorize about it. Maybe the previous owner also had these artifacts and blamed the TMU chip. After removing this chip, the Voodoo2 card doesn't work at all anymore, because this is TMU number 0, which is absolutely vital for a Voodoo2 to function. I'm assuming that the person thought the TMU chip is at fault. Maybe they were waiting for a replacement, never got one, and then the card ended up like this at the scrapyard. With our registry tricks, we could figure out which TMU is at fault and which group of memory is at fault, either the ones at the front or the ones at the back. Now, I removed all of them because I didn't want to play guessing games, so it was just easier to replace all 4 of them. At some point in the future, I will try to figure out which chip is faulty, or maybe there are multiple chips that are faulty, but that is not part of this video today. I'm just happy that this Voodoo2 card is working again, and I can put it aside for future projects. And this is all I have for you today. Maybe you have the time to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you PCBWay for sponsoring this video, and a big thank you also to all my Patreons who are supporting this channel. If you want to see more videos like this and want to support the channel, please head over to Patreon and pick one of the membership tiers, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye bye.